Let the Cam Smith era begin. Cam Smith was told today he will make the squad. Other players were informed they would be there. Still, one spot remains unknown of who will take it, Rodgers or Zack Short. Look, let's get into it right now.
Jainel Diaz, this is Locked On Astros.
Hello and welcome to Locked On Astros, your daily Astros podcast. Here are your hosts, Eric the Man Huysman and Brett Htown Wheelhouse Chancey.
Hey everybody, and thank you for tuning in to another edition of Locked On Astros. I'm Htown Wheelhouse. You know where to find me at Htown Wheelhouse on X, Instagram, and TikTok. At Stros411 on X, on Instagram, and on Facebook as well. And you can find Locked On Astros on YouTube, just about anywhere you get your podcasts, and find me at Back to the Bullpen on X, Instagram, iHeartRadio, YouTube, and so much more. Thank y'all for tuning in. Look, last night was a fun night at the ballpark. I got to experience it and talked about that last night. I won't rehash that. I figured tonight I would rock the new Astros City Connect hat. I love the new style hat, and support my guy Altuve with the Here Comes the Outfielder shirt. You can find that. Hit me up on social media, and those shirts are under $25. You have to check those out. But thank y'all so much for tuning in. What a day. What a day for Cam Smith, and what a day for this baseball team. The direction that they've chosen to go is a direction they haven't gone this quickly. I don't know if ever. I know we've had early call-ups. I know guys have come up and come through the ranks like Alex Bregman, but not really to start on opening day. And I'm going to get into that here in a second. But I just continue to be astounded by Cam Smith and how he carries himself. If you have not seen it, the Astros gave us permission to, and I feel like they're going to give us permission all season long to give us videos that they feature on their social media platforms. If you haven't seen Joe Espada tell Cam Smith that he's been called up to the big leagues when he brings his mom into the clubhouse, it's really something. It's really a sight to be seen. And even in the dugout today before the game, Cam teared up, and he said, we've come a long way. He said, I remember when it was me and my mom in our house and we were struggling, and she could barely take me to baseball practice. She could barely get me to the games. And now I do this, and it's all for her. This kid's got the mentality. This kid has got the confidence. And again, after I saw him hit that triple, and after I saw him just go crazy at third base, it reminded me of Carlos Correa. It reminded me of almost this edge that Correa brought to the team that I think we've been missing. Okay. And so you love to see that. And there are implications as to what can happen as a result of him being called up. Everybody's like, well, he's we're going to lose a year of eligibility. He's going to be a free agent sooner rather than later. And the PPI, which has been put in place to incentivize teams from holding back their prospects and bringing them up, it's called the Prospect Promotion Incentive, okay? And what will happen is teams will get these top draft picks. And if you've watched baseball for any amount of years, you know that they manipulate their service time. The Astros did it with George Springer. The Astros did it with Carlos Correa a little bit. They did it with several other players. And manipulating that time clock means that the team has control of the player for a longer time. And if you're not familiar with baseball, what that means is that they don't become a free agent as soon. And so teams were using that to their advantage, almost holding, not holding their prospects hostage, but they were manipulating the time that they had them so that they could keep them longer, which naturally, if it's a guy like Cam Smith, then it's a talent, like I don't know, Manny Machado or Shohei Ohtani or someone like that. Like, you want to be able to keep this player around forever, And so this is what has to happen. The Astros can get a first round pick. And I think I mischaracterized it on the show the other day. It's a sandwich pick in between the first and the second round. I think I said the first and the second pick. Maybe I didn't, but in my mind, I feel like I said that. So it's basically a 31st pick. It's an extra pick in the first round before you go to the second round. That's only if Cam Smith gets Rookie of the Year. Now, I think, and several people I talked to today and throughout the week think that there should be a little bit wider stipulation, like maybe you make top 5 or top 10, but to ask a team to have a player nail the Rookie of the Year, well, there's only one Rookie of the Year, and there's 15 teams in each league. So let's say you have 3 teams that bring up their top prospect in the same season. Well, only one team can possibly benefit from the PPI. They all can't benefit from it. So there's that to think about. What he has to do to have a full year, for that full year service time to be used, is play 172 days or be on the club 172 days. Now, this is what the Astros can do to manipulate that 172 days and keep his year of service. Cam Smith could come up, and I'm not saying he's going to struggle, but at some point, let's say someone's on fire and they want to bring him up. Cam Smith can be sent down. He has options. They can send him down for 2.5 weeks during the season, and they can bring him back up. And if they do that, he will fall under the 172, which means they would not lose a year of service time, but they also would not be eligible to get that extra draft pick. So it's kind of a crapshoot. It's darned if you do and darned if you don't. So that was actually explained to me today. I was listening to a space by a friend of mine, Larry the GM, and he had several people in there, and I was just listening. I was going to the store to get some buffalo wings. I made time. And actually they were good. I used some barbecue sauce that is made by a childhood friend of mine. It's called War Pig Barbecue. Dennis Butterworth does a phenomenal job. He's got a great line at HEB. And anyway, sorry, and I got sidetracked. Sorry, dinner was really good. And I heard him and some others explaining it, and I was like, oh, that makes sense. But for Joe Espada to do what he did, the way that he did it, I thought was extra special. I love seeing the reels where, I don't know if you saw the Yankees catcher that just got called up in, I cannot remember his name to save my life, and I don't want to butcher his last name. A Hispanic kid that they just called up as one of their catchers. And, they always go through that, well, you've had a great spring training. We have hard decisions to make. Everybody's been competing. But, we have to come to, and they kind of beat around the bush a little bit. And they're like, oh, by the way, you're probably not going to be upset with the result because you're actually one of the people that we feel has earned a spot on the team. And, it's just really cool to see. But for Cam to have his mom there, I believe it was possibly his stepdad. I'm not 100% sure. I think his grandmother was there. I believe his sister, and then I believe his girlfriend from college from Florida State was there. And so that was really, really cool to see. Now, what does this mean for Cam Smith? Does this mean that he's going to do well? Does this mean that he's going to fall flat on his face? I don't think he's going to fall flat on his face, but I also think that this club is in a different position than they've ever been in the last 8 years. And I think their lack of depth and lack of confidence in people that can come up and fill the outfield spots gives them reason to think, maybe, just maybe, we should go ahead and let Cam Smith have this spot because he has taken it on with great responsibility. He has done it with class, and that's why we're going to give it to him. And right now, I want to talk to y'all about our friends at Wonderful Pistachios. You know, as I sit here and I grab some pistachios right here in my hand, Wonderful Pistachios, you need to go to wonderfulpistachios.com, get to crackin and visit wonderfulpistachios.com looking for a snack that is both delicious and nutritious. Well, crack into the good source of protein. And with Wonderful Pistachios, you're going to get that filled. You're going to get filled with your snack. See, a lot of times we go with snacks that aren't filling. We go with empty calories, and you don't get protein with them. With this, with a 1 ounce serving, you get 6 grams of protein. That's 10% of your daily value. Plus, they're packed with fiber, better for you, unsaturated fats, and they help keep you fuller longer. So whether you are wanting a snack just to keep you full or you need that extra protein, Wonderful Pistachios is here. I personally love the ones with shells as I consume them. And I'm afraid to consume them while I'm doing the live read because I don't know how it's going to sound on audio. So let's not go there, folks. But while I'm snacking on my desk like I am right now or on a road trip, the quick protein boost is my go-to. So get cracking and get snacking with the snack that packs a protein punch. Visit wonderfulpistachios.com today. Man, thank y'all for tuning in to Locked On Astros. You know, we are your team every single day, and we hope that you subscribe. Oh, hey, what's up? We hope that you subscribe to our YouTube channel. I came in a little too quick there. Thank y'all for tuning in. Eric is out. Eric will be back probably tomorrow night. We will have a show Wednesday. We will have a show Thursday. Now, what's cool about the game on Thursdays is at 3:10, so it won't be super late show. And we will start having Locked On Nows every day of the week, Monday through Sunday. Also, another announcement we got with Locked On. It's really cool. We've got now what's called the Locked On MLB Squad. And yours truly, or Eric, we will be on this show. It's on Sunday nights. It's after the week wraps up. But we won't just be talking about the Houston Astros. We'll be talking about all the storylines around the league. And it will be a really fun show. It'll still be 30 minutes. It'll be about 9 hosts from across Locked On MLB. And so I'm super excited about that. Give me 1 second. There you go. And we're back. Sorry about that. Brett, how do you feel about John Singleton being released? Astro, I think it was time. John gave us all he could give us. Honestly, he was dead weight. Why? Because he was not versatile. If John could play 3 or 4 positions, they'd probably keep him on as a left-handed bat. I mean, Cooper Hummel was versatile and could be an emergency catcher. He's gone. So I think the moves they made today were phenomenal. Zack was also told that he made the team, and so he'll be up here. And I don't know whether he'll be in the starting lineup. We have 2 different types of lineups we could have. One is we could have DeCenzo in left field, Altuve at second, Cam in right field, or we could have Chas in center and Myers come off the bench for a late defensive substitution, or you have Zack DeCenzo plays the infield or Dubon plays the infield, and then you have Altuve in left, and you have Cam Smith in right, and you have either Jake or Chas in center field. At the end of the day, there are a few decisions that could be made. And I know I put opening day lineup prediction, but I'm going to save that for tomorrow night with Eric and I because I want to see who actually makes the roster out of Zack Short and Brendan Rodgers. Because that right there will kind of help me understand where they're going when it comes to second base. But Altuve was back in left field tonight. You had a lineup of Altuve, Paredes, and Alvarez. You had Pena, Smith, and Dubon. I'm sorry. And then you had Caratini, how did they do this lineup? Oh my gosh. You had, sorry, there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, they had Dubon. I'm sorry, they had DeCenzo, Caratini, Dubon, McCormick. I'm sorry. I was looking at the substitutions and they were throwing me off. Hey, the Sugarland Space Cowboys took the lead. They're up 3-2. Yordan Alvarez actually has a home run tonight, so that was cool to see that, to see him go yard. But are y'all excited about Cam Smith? Christian Walker will be available. Christian Walker will be here. He'll be playing first base. And yes, he'll be here. He is healthy. After he played today, he was supposed to be flying into Houston today, and he will be here for opening day. So I'm excited about that. Plus, I mean, in all honesty, I didn't have time to put together the actual lineup, but I can kind of give you a sneak peek. I really think it's going to be Altuve, Paredes, and Alvarez. Your 1, 2, and 3. I think Walker's going to be 4th. I think Diaz is going to be 5th. I think Cam Smith is going to be 6th. And then you have Zack DeCenzo could be 7th. And then you could have either Mauricio Dubon or Brendan Rodgers or Zach Short. And then you have either Jake Myers or Chas McCormick. So, yeah, I don't exactly have it nailed down yet. I will here in a second. Yordan can hit for average. Look, Yordan is a great hitter, okay? And Yordan is a complete hitter. And one of the things I love about Yordan Alvarez is about a season and a half ago, I got to interview him with the rest of some of the media. And we asked him, like, how do you stay focused? Like, how do you go up and do what you do so consistently? And he says, I never change my approach. I never let the pitcher or the situation change what I'm doing. I stand in the box and it's me versus the pitcher for that pitch, not for the at-bat, not for the game, for that pitch. And every pitch is a challenge with the pitcher. Every pitch, I know what I'm going to do, and I don't ever change my approach. Absolutely an unbelievable oak of a man when it comes to his personality. And when I talk about this guy, when you talk to him, he looks you in the eye and he speaks to you. He has respect for himself and for others. And that's what I love about this club. You got Isaac Paredes, who's coming into a new club and looks like he's melded in there really well. Yainer Diaz, I think, is going to have a monster season. Jeremy Pena, I think, is up for a monster season. And so if you have guys like Short, like Rodgers, that are filling holes or that are platooning at second base because Altuve's in left field, whoever they pick, I'm going to trust. Whoever they go with, I am going to trust. And so at the end of the day, it really comes down to not who we have, but what we do. Going back to what Alex Bregman said to us when I was talking to him after the 2022 World Series the next season, he said it comes down to execution. If you execute, you will be successful. Last year, remember, the Astros were 17-29, I believe, in one-run games. That cannot happen this year. If you just get to 500 in those one-run games, you have like an 8 or 9 game lead over what you had at the end of the season. That right there will solve a lot of things. And so after our break, I want to talk a little bit more about the lineup, but I want to talk about our pitching because it's important to talk about who we have going first, second, and third, our fourth and fifth starters, and what I like about our bullpen. And we're going to talk about our friends at Monarch Money. Look, are you tired of going to your bank account and wondering, where did all that money go? And you look at all these subscriptions and different things that are flying out of your bank account. Well, use a code LOCKEDONMLB and you get $50 off your first year at monarchmoney.com. It is your personal CFO, and it gives you visibility and control over your finances. I mean, who doesn't want control over their finances, especially in times like this? Monarch Money isn't just a budgeting app. It's a complete financial tool and a command center that helps you keep track of all your accounts, your investments, and spending in one place. So stop just managing your money and start building wealth. When you use Monarch Money, you'll realize how much you've been spending on things like food delivery. You'll budget smarter. You'll save more. Instead of juggling multiple apps and I got money here and I got money coming out there, it will show you, it'll track your spending, even plan long-term goals for you. Managing money with your partner will be smoother. And we know that that's one of the things that couples argue about the most: money, not with the easy track financial accounts and goals you can set with Monarch Money. So take control of your finances with Monarch Money and use the code LOCKEDONMLB at monarchmoney.com for 50% off your first year. That's monarchmoney.com, code LOCKEDONMLB for half off your first year. And I want to tell you about our friends at Supply House. SupplyHouse.com is where it's at. If you're a contractor and you are into plumbing, HVAC, and electrical, and you have product needs, use the code SH5 for 5% off your first order. I told you that I grew up in a house where my father was a master electrician. And I know that had he had this as a tool, it would have revolutionized his business even more. And I actually told him about it. And believe you me, he uses it. And you know what he likes about it? He likes that you get someone to talk to, like a phone number where you don't have to go through press 1 for this department, press 2 for that department. You go straight to the source, and this website is easy to use. It's packed full of helpful resources with a complete inventory of over 200,000 parts from 400 plus top brands. You'll find exactly what you need delivered fast from coast to coast. See, my dad, when he does electrical work, he doesn't just do it in town. He's got jobs that he can do in Florida, Mississippi, Louisiana, all over. And with the Trade Master program, it's free. It offers exclusive perks like a dedicated phone line, free shipping, and discounts on every order. Thousands of skilled professionals are already taking advantage. Now it's your turn. Join the Trade Master program today at supplyhouse.com/TM and start ordering plumbing, HVAC, and electrical supplies with just a few clicks. That's promo code SH5 for 5% off your first order. That's supplyhouse.com. Well, folks, we have come to the last segment of the show, and the Houston Astros are down 3-2. What are we going to do? Are they going to split with the Space Cowboys of Sugarland? They might. Last night, they put a walloping on the Space Cowboys, but across the league, you have exhibitions going on. And, you know, I really like how the Astros play against their AAA team. Some of these guys that are on the AAA team may not ever touch the big leagues. Some of them may not ever get a chance, and this is kind of their shot to make it. And they get a little taste, because I told you last night, and if you've ever been on the field when there is a crowd in the stands, like if you may be a season ticket holder, you may have held the flag or something like that. It's very intimidating to be on that field on opening day, because you feel like everybody's looking at you. But in reality, nobody cares that you're down there holding the flag. They're looking at the flag. They're not like, oh, look at that guy, or look at that, or, look at her, look at him. Nobody cares. But man, when you're down there, you feel like all eyes are on you. And I just remember thinking, how can these guys do this? And I say that because, Cam Smith has never played in front of an audience in a crowd like this. We do got to understand that Cam Smith is going up against the New York Mets. He's not going up against a AA team. He's going up against a team that has some of the best hitters in the game. And tomorrow, Clay Holmes is no spring chicken. Clay Holmes is a very good starter. And to talk about that a little bit, Framber Valdez and Clay Holmes go against each other, and it's going to be a matchup. Clay Holmes, the last time he faced the Astros in spring, man, he got a lot of swings and misses. He's 24-22 overall this last year. He was 3-5. He had 67 games. He didn't have a ton of success, but he has the ability to go out there and actually do some damage. So what is Cam Smith going to do? How is he going to look? Versus how's Framber going to be? Framber Valdez is the opening day starter for the 4th year in a row. And behind him, you have Hunter Brown. Behind Hunter Brown, you'll have Spencer Arrighetti. Behind Arrighetti, you'll have Ronel Blanco. Then after Ronel Blanco, you'll have Hayden Wesneski. So that rounds out our starting 5. And I'm excited about that. I'm excited about our starters, but I'm also excited about our bullpen, boys and girls, because our bullpen, I think, is going to be under the radar good. Sugarland just went up 5-2 as I say that. Well, Rhett Kuba is actually pitching for the Astros tonight. I didn't know they put him on the Astros side. Interesting. Let's see what he's doing tonight. He just gave up 2 earned runs, maybe a home run is what it looks like. No, Pascal Ferreira actually hit a ball and scored a couple runs, almost a bases clearing double. So Pascal Ferreira is out there. We've got Miguel Castro, who's not going to be with the club, but you've got Brian King, you've got Stephen O'Kurt, you've got relief pitchers. Last night you had Mr. Ryan Gusto. Ryan Gusto is going to be their long man, is going to be their multiple innings guy. And I think that's an exciting development because he is the real deal. Now, people were asking, why not Logan Van Wy? Why, because we were like, Van Wy, why not? He has options. You're going to have guys that are going to come off the IL. You're going to have Lance McCullers and these different guys that are going to be coming up to the big squad. Van Wy is not on the 40-man roster. So in order for him to be on the team, someone has to come off that. Do they fix that by putting guys on 60-day ILs? They could. But at the end of the day, we have a lot to look forward to. The storylines are thick. And we have guys in AAA that can play baseball. I mean, you got guys like Bastidas. You got Tommy Sacco Jr. You got Bryce Matthews. Quincy Hamilton. I love Q Ham. I interviewed him last year. I think I'm going to try to snag an interview with him again this year because I loved what he had to say. He's been working his tail end off. He deserves some publicity. We got Colin Barber. We've got Colin Price. We've got several guys that are going to be in AAA. Heck, Cesar Salazar is a guy that can absolutely contribute. So the Astros, why they don't have the strongest minor league program, they have some decent complementary pieces. And that's going to bring me full circle back to Cam Smith. Cam Smith forced their hand for one reason, his performance, period, end of story. He showed them that he was ready. He didn't just say the right things. He did them. He's still learning. I was so impressed when he said this. And I don't know if y'all have seen all the sound bites that are out there from the media, because there's like one set of sound bites. It's like 7 minutes long and it has a 790 stamp on it. So I'm not going to go ask them for permission. If it didn't have it, it's from the Astros, I would post it for y'all. But Cam said he realized once he got to the Astros how much he didn't know. He goes, I thought I understood baseball. I thought I knew what this game was all about. And you know what? I didn't. I don't. Guys, y'all got to remember, this is a tough game. This is a tough game. And, Cam Smith may struggle at some point. Don't be one of those people that are going after him like the village in Shrek, where they are all like, they thought Shrek was this ogre and he was horrible and he was awful. Like, if Cam Smith struggles, cheer him on, support him. And who knows, maybe 2.5 weeks in a month will do some good. And then Cam Smith goes on from there. 'Cause remember, even guys like Mike Trout came up from AA, got sent back down to AAA and came back up. I've heard the Joe Adell comparison. I think this kid's better than Joe Adell. Joe Adell, yes, did have a lot of promise to have a high upside, but I don't think he's Joe Adell. I don't think Cam Smith is any of these guys that he's been compared to. Why? Because he's Cam Smith. He's going to be the first Cam Smith. I mean, he is the aircraft carrier. He's the USS Smith right here. That's right. Like Dana Brown said, he is the aircraft carrier. So, guys, I'm so excited because tonight is a game. Tomorrow it's wrapping up. Tomorrow is the off day for the boys. And then Thursday, look, I'll be there. I don't think Eric will be there. It will be a lot of fun. I'm going to have some baseball cards. I'm going to do some trivia. I may talk to fans. I may bring a microphone. I haven't decided what I'm going to do, but it's going to be fun. So if you see me, stop me. Let's talk. Give me a high five. Let's take a picture. Let's post it on social media. Beast Ben says this. He goes, "Hey Brett, what's up? It's been a while. I know we back, baby. Go Astros. Loving the hat. What do you think of the starting lineup is going to be, and what is the fielding alignment?" Well, since we're closing out, what I'm going to do is I'm going to save that conversation for tomorrow night when there is no game. I'm going to let the suspense keep you hanging in the balance because I want Eric's lineup as well, and we'll compare our lineups. And we'll see, because I have a little bit of a twist that I think could happen in the end, depending on who they keep as a platoon guy at second base, whether it's Short or whether it's Rodgers. So look, for myself, for Eric Huysman, who will be back tomorrow night, and everybody here at Locked On Astros, thank y'all for tuning in. Make sure you share our show with everybody. And please let me know if you're going to be there opening day. Would love to talk to you. Would love to meet you. RP3 and the guys from Southwest Louisiana ESPN are going to be there. I'll be talking to them. It might rain, so let's pray that it doesn't rain during the Street Fest because I want to have fun. The national holiday of opening day for Major League Baseball, the Houston Astros, is here. We've got a new City Connect jersey, and we've got Cam Smith. The Cam Smith era officially starts on Thursday. Y'all have a good one, and as always, go Stros.